one. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Welcome, good morning everyone. Forex Trading Live. Let's go over the free signals that I've been sending out. Looking pretty good right now. Basically the two pairs, NZD CAD, Euro NZD. We'll take a look at whether you could jump into these. I will tell you that if you look at what I did yesterday, I think, what was it? AUD USD. Finally went into profit. We'll take a look at that. What do we got here? Mark says, nice intro. Yeah, brand new intro. In fact, pretty basic intro video. I'm having something made. And I'm hoping to make the daily show just a little bit more unique. So each, because basically I've been doing the same, what do you want to call it? Thumbnail, video thumbnail, and all that stuff. So I'm having some new stuff made. Want to make this a little more professional sounding, even though I am the leader of the degenerate gamblers. But these are looking good. Let's take a look at Euro NZD right now and see how close to take profit is. We'll see if we can jump into it. Let's see here. We'll go to the chart and let me try to turn it sideways here, see if this is any better. So let's see. Euro NZD, I can't even talk this morning. Hold on. Let me I have to click something so I can draw on the screen here. Here we go. TP is up here. This is a great trade to jump into. I would jump into this if you're not in it. Yeah, it's looking good. I mean, it's already in profit, right? So doesn't mean it won't back out, but it's good. We know it's going there. We know it's going that direction. This one's already looking really good. NZD CAD, let's take a look at this. We've got two trades. I'd have to look in the system myself to see if there's more than two. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Let's take a look. So we've got two sell trades. We're below two. Yeah, you know what? This could be I wouldn't say a quick profit, because these pairs move slow, right? I like the fact that the RSI 4 is hooked. Down here, we're still, we're looking at the 4 hour. Let's zoom in a little bit. Still a pretty decent amount of distance on the 30-minute chart to get to take profit. Doesn't mean that it won't pull back against us again. I'm no teller of the future, but looking good. We know that Euro NZD buy is the proper direction, and NZD CAD. So those are the free signals I've sent out. Let's look at what's closed overnight. Pretty impressive. So that AUD USD, we talked about this yesterday, closed all in profit and at a total $1,791.96 in profit. Remember how I was saying, and it's funny because I had jumped into this trade at a very realistic lot size for my account, and it just kind of went sideways. It went sideways all day. And I was out pretty late last night and looked at it and went, it's going sideways. I went to bed. Woke up this morning. What happened? Boom, all the way to the take profit. So that's how it happens. And we had, some USD news this morning. So if we go look at that pair, I'll bet you there was a huge propulsion candle. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Let's zoom out a little bit. So what was that? If I go back to history, it was a buy. And if we go to the chart, if this is the 1 hour, let me get rid of that. This green candle, one propulsion candle. Remember how I said, guys, that I think it's going up to this area at some point, right? the news did this push down here, but I still believe it's going up here. We'll see. The system jumped in again this morning. I think if you look at it, I think it jumped in, although we're not seeing it here. I know it jumped in again. Maybe I'm thinking of another pair, but nonetheless, get rid of my drawing there. If you look at the concept behind this trade, okay, especially on AUD USD, I love AUD USD. If you look at it, it is the, frankly, in my system, and everybody's going to jump all over this. This is, in my analysis, the most stable, most profitable pair in the system, and you wouldn't know it unless you analyzed it. And I've said it before. Now, of course, that data that I'm giving you is historical, right? Could things change in the future? They can, and they probably will. But this has AUD USD has proven to be the most stable over a 12-month period than anything. Lisa said, yes, it did take a single trade earlier too. Yeah, it did, but I don't know why I'm not seeing it here. It's probably because the free system. Oh, it's probably because because this is the free trade signals, and I'm only telling it to send out 2 currency pairs at the time. I think it must have jumped into something else or was already in something else. I'm thinking. We'll see. But I feel like it jumped in. I just am not seeing. I'm not seeing it here for some reason. But nonetheless. Do you see how we can overcome these original trades? I think the biggest thing that I said was that once you start seeing, a couple trades go blue, and I did last night, I should have scaled in again, and I didn't. I went to bed, and then it went boom, right to take profit. So, Doug said it did the auto trade. Yeah, I know it did. I guess it did, but it didn't get sent here to this particular free signals account. So everybody likes my new intro. Yeah, was that interesting or what? That cost a pretty penny. So I'm probably not going to look at too much else this morning. It's pretty obvious. We are where we're at. It's all looking good, right? There's some results. I personally, and it really depends on what you did, I personally took a nice little bath on US 30 this morning. We can look at what happened. The base high profit feed got stopped out. I kept re-entering. I got stopped out. I re-entered. I got stopped out. And then it all went in the direction that we originally wanted it to. So kind of pissed me off, and I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm out. So let's take a look at the chart, and I'll show you what it did. I think maybe, yeah, let's take a look at this. So, yeah, Doug said on the overall algorithm, the 10 pip automation, which is what's called premium signals now. Oh, and we will look at that. But so I entered a sell, and the AI system suggested that, and the auto system sent that out, and the wick stopped it out. And then the AI system entered again, and it stopped it out again. Now, I was doing some manual scale-in entries here because we knew it was going down here, right? I mean, hindsight's 2020. I guess what worried me, and I'll back up and show you, but the reason I didn't stick with it, and I got stopped out a couple times. I mean, I made a little bit of profit. I got a sell trade right here, and I got out about right here. But look what it did. You know what? I mean, hindsight's 2020. I probably shouldn't even say what I'm about to say. But I was like, you know what? The signal is right, but US 30 will just run you into the ground if you let it. And here's what worried me. And I said this in the group. If I scroll back here, I was really worried about this imbalance. Okay, so if I extend this out a little bit and move this, what I was worried about, well, that's not going to work. What I was worried about is that this was going to go just through the roof up here and cover that imbalance. And that's why I was like, you know what? I didn't believe at that time it was going to do what it did, which is shoot down. I just didn't believe it. So I was like, I'm out. And I took a little bit of loss on that. So, yeah, just kind of pissed me off. So I got out. But, had I entered my trades and not had set a stop loss, I'd be like way ahead of the game right now. But not setting a stop loss on US 30 is probably the dumbest thing you could ever do. So I took a little bit of a bath on that this morning. But the signal itself that went out to the high profit feed, it got stopped out. And, it is what it is. We're not going to win every high profit trade. It's high risk, high profit, high risk. We are at Thursday right now, and I'd have to look. Let me pause something here because I want to look at a little bit of something. Before I say anything, let me look at something here. Because although I took a nice hit, yeah, I'm still up for the week. For the week so far on, actually, you know what? Let me look more specifically. Let me look at very specific this. Give me a second here. I just don't want to share this yet. Yeah, for the week, the loss that I took and probably everybody took if you're on the high profit feed, the US 30 loss that we took just cut our weekly profits in half. So it's I'm not at a negative. In fact, I can share this with you. I will share it right here. So here is the weekly results from high profit. It would have been about double that, okay? Because this is, the hit that I took today. It's interesting because I'm going to go back and let me just kind of say it while I got this screen up. So let's take a look at this. It really, and I haven't done this yet, so see if I can kind of draw this on here. So the news hit right here, the high impact news hit right here this morning, and the price shot up. Okay. And then we had some more news hit that caused the price to shoot down. And I do have this automated system that I just haven't perfected it yet. I need to spend a little bit more time with it, and I need to launch it on a news day like this. And basically it's not called a news trader. It's I'm trying to think of what it's called. I can't think about it, but you'll see the concept here. So what it would have done, and I want to start trading this because this stuff happened so fast. Even though I was manually entering, it was just so fast you couldn't keep up with it. So what would have happened on this tiny little candle? You can't even see it on the screen here. The system would have put a pending buy up here and a pending sell down here. Probably would have been a little closer. What happened in this case is that when the news launched, it would have launched this particular buy trade up here. It would have trailed the price, and it would have trailed it pretty tightly, and it would have taken profit up here. Then when the next news came out, it would have set a buy here and a sell here. And then look what happened. The sell pushed, and it would have trailed the price, and it would have taken profit either at this kind of stalled out area, or it might have went farther, depending on how tight you're following. You typically have to follow and trail the price like every tick, so it probably would have got out in this area. But either way, it's a boom immediate profit, and then a boom immediate profit when you're trading the news and you get those huge propulsion candles. I really need to set that up, and I really need to start trading it live. I don't know if I would pipe that out to you guys, maybe as some sort of bonus if you want to jump into it. But it's a pretty good system because it's, like I said, it puts a buy and a sell there. So whichever way it goes, it launches that trade and sets the stop to break even and trails that propulsion price. The tough thing is when you look at a candle like this, it was actually going up and down and up and down, up and down, up and down in that candle, right? So when you get that pullback, that momentary pullback, it's going to hit the take profit, and you might only get halfway through that candle before it takes profit, and then it just keeps going, right? If you give it too much room and the propulsion is not enough, then it goes up and comes all the way back to break even and hits your stop and gets you out, and you didn't make any money. So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. But I do like the concept, and I do need to employ that and do a little bit better with that. So we'll see what comes out. Need my coffee this morning. I was thinking last night. Someone was some guy was at the bar. I was having a drink last night. He was a truck driver, and he was talking about how much he works, and he's like, I'm putting in 60 hours a week, and I counted, and it was kind of interesting. No one knows this. I'm doing about 100 hours a week as an entrepreneur, and I've been doing 100 hours a week. And I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, but I'm just saying, wow, imagine, this guy he really wore that vest. I work 60 hours a week. I'm like, bro, I've been doing 100 hours a week for 20 years. I've been doing 100 hours a week since at least 2006, 2007. So what's that? 10, 13, 16, 17 years. So it's interesting. I'm like, well, you don't know what it's like to be an entrepreneur, right? Certainly a Forex trader probably has to put in some good time. Hopefully I've made it easier for you guys. But it just made me think about how much work is involved in this and how much time, I actually put into like testing all of these things. That's kind of why I'm bringing that up, because to test and, like the NAS 100, every trade last night, and I didn't post anything, every trade last night was profitable. In fact, give me a second here. I'm going to pause, and I might be able to show you the chart. So give me a second. Let me see if I can pull this up here and go back in time a little bit and see if I can show you what happened last night. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah, I can do this. So give me a second. I'll share this with you. So basically what we're going to do is we will look at, I think, let's go browser, and then let's go here. Yeah, so if you can see this, every signal that launched last night, so I'll show you where we would have been. So this would have been a sell trade. It went down about 1,900 points, came back to break even. So if you'd have just did a quick scalp, you could have made some money on that one. This one is a buy. The buy would have been entered somewhere right here. It came back about 2,000 points, and then it ran to the next signal, which theoretically was about 2,000 points. Okay. Got another sell right here. It backed out against us about 1,400 points, and then it ran all the way to just before the news. I don't think you would want to keep holding the trade into the news, right? Because in this case, it would have been in a sell. But we would have got out at potentially 7,000 points. Obviously, this signal down here, this buy signal, you would have never been able to catch it. I mean, we didn't get that signal, that buy signal, until the next candle. So you would have been way up here, right? Although there was some buy room in there, about 5,000 points, and then just recently got a sell signal, which gave us, depends on, I'm not saying you're going to catch all, but gave us about 7,000 points. So pretty good. Point being, made me think of something here. Okay, so we're talking about that news trader that launches. if you look at this currency pair, and this is NAS 100, it pretty much did the same thing on US 30. It did the same thing on SPX 500. So I'm sitting back going, this US news stuff, I need to set myself up a system where it's got US 30, NAS, SPX, all trading that news trader, which basically sets, again, a buy and a sell limit. And wherever the propulsion candle goes, it launches that trade. This would have been a massively profitable trade, because if I zoom in here and come to the current time here, so what it does, so obviously this is the propulsion candle on the 5-minute chart. So the 5 minutes before, it would have set a buy. Let me actually draw a line on here so I can show you. So it would have set a buy at the high of this candle, and it would have set a sell, let me get one more line, at the bottom of this candle. So in this range, you would have had a buy and sell, and look how it just, it went down, took the stop out, and here's what's cool about this EA. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a wick down here. So, and that's kind of the fake out, right? They're like, well, we know we're going up, but we're going to push down really hard, take out any stops of people. But what's cool about this EA is it would have pushed down, it would have immediately set the stop to break even, and it would have trailed this. Now that happened quick, so it might have made a little bit of money. It would have came back, it would have hit the trailing stop, it would have taken profit, a little bit of profit, and then it would have launched this buy order and followed it all the way up. So it's like you win on both sides, but you have to do it with an EA. It has to have that ability to, you know, set the buy and the sell on the previous closure of the candle, so on and so forth. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. I won't spend too much more time on that, but those trades were and would have been profitable had I, or have been more profitable had I used the news. Now let's see if we can do this. So we're looking at US 30 here. Do you see how similar it is? And this is a 30-minute chart on US 30. So we got the push up and the push down. Same thing we got. We didn't get the hard push down on NAS. But if I switch to NAS real quick, like just take a mental picture of this, right? If I switch to NAS, I don't know. Yeah, I have it here. So look what NAS did. So very similar pricing. It didn't come as low as US 30 coming back, but very similar propulsion. Now, if we go, and I don't know if I have it on my list here. Yeah, let's go open up SPX 500. I might be wrong. I haven't looked at this, but let's take a look at it. Look what SPX 500 did. Boom, same candle, and very similar to what US 30 did. So you see the pattern here. It's the trading and the launching of the news. And so I'm going to spend some time this week and this weekend getting the settings perfected on that bot that I have. And I've tried other ones. This particular one that I like has a tick trailing stop, meaning as that price is pushing, the trailing stop will just follow it, tick, 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 all the way up. And if you get any sort of pullback, it hits the take profit and gets out of the trade. So very, very cool. That's pretty much it. Now let me go on a pause and let's take a look. I think what we're going to look at here, let me look at my account list. We're going to look at all of the trades right now, all of the standard currency pair trades. Let's see. Account 137. Here it is. Not really going to show or give away what is currently in play, but I will show you this. So this is just looking at standard currency pairs, bidding a decent lot size. I get it, right? But this is $2,891 worth of closed trades overnight. So the system, and this happened, and this is the market conditions we are in. It's always different every year, every time, but here's what's been happening lately. It's like they're waiting for news. The market's been like doing nothing. And then all of a sudden today, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, holy crap, right? That news, they waited for that news. It's so weird to me. Like, they could move the market all the time, anytime they want. They wait for these dumbass news, high impact news releases, and they send it like if negative news went completely positive today, right? Negative news goes completely negative the other time. That's why I stopped using the word negative, like a red folder news. I'm like, no, it's just high impact, right? It's not negative. It doesn't mean the price is going to drop. Yeah, Mark says, let me put it up there. Mark says NAS 100, US 30, and SPX 500 are all similar. So yeah, so to be able to put that propulsion news / trader on those pairs, I'm definitely going to start doing that. And then once I perfect it, I'm just going to put it on some live money. So, maybe if I feel like I can, I'll add it as a bonus, but it'd be something, like it's high risk, guys. I'm like, okay, news is launching off. The auto trader is set. Plug into it. If you want to copy it over to your accounts, I'll vet it out and prove it first. But I think it could be pretty good. I think it's the last piece of the puzzle of what we're doing. We're doing the standard currency pairs. We got that down pat. We're doing the high profit trades, the gold, US 30, SPX, NAS, US oil, mostly gold and US 30. I feel like gold is obvious. Gold seems so stable compared to US 30. Like US 30 will do pretty good, or then it'll just I took an $800 loss today, right? Or I don't think I took that much on the actual account I was trading on. I think I probably took a couple $100 loss. I'm still up for the week, so I'm happy with that. But it just kind of pissed me off that they pushed it, hit my stop, I entered again, hit the stop, and then it completely went in the direction. I was like, it's like they know what you're doing. They know what price levels you're setting your stop at, because the AI, that's what it does. It sets the stop at, it looks back at a previous high, and it sets the stop a little bit above that. So they push right up to the previous high, boom, take out your stop, come down, sucker everybody in, go back up, boom, hit the stop, come back down. It really pissed me off this morning. So whatever. I'm not emotional, but it pissed me off this morning. Mark says most prop firms don't allow you to trade the news. Yeah, of course not. So think about that. If they don't allow you, Mark makes a good point. Let me put this up here. If they don't allow you to trade the news, you might have to go, is there something really profitable about that? Is that why they're not letting me trade the news? Yep. Why don't the prop firms allow me to trade with Martingale? Because it's really profitable. Why don't the prop firms allow me to hedge? Or why do some brokers, why does a US broker not allow you to have any more than a 50 leverage? Because that's really powerful, having more than 50. And why don't they allow you to hedge? Because it's freaking awesome. Because it's the way you trade. I will always trade with a version or the concept of Martingale. I will always trade with hedging. And trading the news is extremely profitable with the right automated algorithm system, right? To do that manually, and I've tried it before where I'm trying to set, I'd look at the previous candle and I only got like a minute to set my trades and then set the trailing, whereas the robot will see the news and you just hit it and it activates it and it puts the buy and the sell right at the proper, previous high and previous low of the previous candle, and then it just launches. So I think that's the final piece, news trading. And you guys have heard me talk about that before. I just got away from it because the big innovation, I believe, with my system is the 10 pip hybrid feed, which is now, the main feed. I notice a lot of people are getting confused. I probably should say this. The 10 pip automation is my main all 22 currency pair algorithm. And people love to put it on their account and run it into the ground because it will trade like a madman when it's moving. I mean, look at these trades. Only that AUD USD that pushed pretty far had some red numbers. In the end, it was massively profitable, right? But look at all of these trades. Man, that's not what I wanted to do. Look at all of these trades. I mean, it's just blue, 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 blue. That was the news movement last night. So I don't know if I finished that thought. It's like they're waiting for the news. I don't know if I've ever seen them so specifically wait to move everything on a US dollar news. It's weird. It's what they're doing now. So maybe we'll see if we get used to it for a certain amount of time. But that's pretty nice. $2,960 closed in a night. Yeah, I got a pretty damn good bid here, but none of these were hitting my account in any sort of, it just kind of goes into a trade and goes into profit, trade profit, trade profit, trade profit. And the news pushed everything. So I think that is everything I wanted to share with you this morning. But for sure, the last piece of the puzzle is the news trading stuff. I'm going to implement that soon. Right now, kind of messing with, Doug says guilty, kind of messing with a few of like the hedge fund type, / pseudo prop firm accounts that I got right now. And I really haven't been taking any trades. I jumped into the AUD USD, but that went into profit this morning. I really haven't been taking any trades. It just doesn't seem like there was anything was set up. Of course, it's all been going sideways and just really doing nothing. I was waiting. Obviously, I missed the boat because I could. And they all took, I mean, look, $2,960 worth of profit this morning. So I'm still learning. I'm still, this market is it's designed to trick you, right? So you got to kind of think what they're going to do. But maybe the plan and the idea moving forward is, if everything's just kind of sitting there and we've got good high impact news coming later in the week, maybe jump in, get ready. Doug says, I have learned. Maybe get ready for all the propulsion to take all those trades and push them into profit. I guess, my worry was jumping into these things and then you get a bunch of news and it all goes against you. That can happen too, right? Hence the reason we call this, gambling. So I believe that's what I wanted to cover today. Here we are, Thursday, April 11th. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at the news here tomorrow. Let's see. That is US dollar news, prelim UOM consumer sentiment at 7 a.m. my time. So that's 10 a.m. Eastern. I don't know if that's going to move it too much. But anyway, we'll see. Appreciate you joining me. I will see you tomorrow morning. Been trying to do this 8 a.m. my time. That's 11 a.m. Eastern. And we'll see if I can keep doing that. So here you can listen to, although the video is not perfected, you can listen to my brand new, you saw my brand new intro. Here's my brand new outro. I will see you in the next live Forex trading session. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.